What is up, you guys? It's Rob here. Today I'm going to be going over ticker symbol GME. GameStop will be covering on the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame in anticipation for tomorrow's trading day, May 18th, 2021. We'll also cover the short interest through Ortex and then the short interest through Stockholm Tracker as well, and take a look at the short ETFs. Now, if you guys can, do me a huge favor, drop a like down on this video, hit that subscribe button, and make sure that you ring that bell too for the YouTube algorithm, because it definitely does help me out with these videos. And being such a small YouTube channel, I'm trying to grow my audience here on YouTube, so getting the videos out to more people definitely does help me out. So if you guys can, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, make sure that you ring that bell too. Let's go ahead and hop on over into the charts here, and we'll talk about GME. Okay, so taking a look here at GameStop, taking a look at the chart for the day, definitely a very, very bullish day for GameStop. We finished up we finished up 12.93%, roughly about $21. The huge thing to talk about here is we're back above that 172 channel that I so dearly covet, because this channel is, oh come on, thank you Weevil, is very important for the stock. When we were trading between that 172 and 198 channel, we were just essentially consolidating for such a very long period of time that we just were getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and we ended up breaking down to the downside. Now we're back up here, which is very good for the stock. We're headed in a very bullish direction. We can see that all these quote-unquote meme stocks are starting to run together. MVIS, GameStop, COS, Naked, BlackBerry, Nogue, AMC, all these kind of heavily shorted stocks are starting to run together. And it's going to start becoming a problem for these hedge funds, because the same exact hedge funds short each and every single one of these stocks. So we got to keep that in mind. So taking a look here, the huge thing is we got above 164 and then we got above 172. Close to day actually went 180, which is huge. Now the next level to the upside is going to be 184 that I'm going to be looking at, because 184 was definitely a level of resistance that we hit several times when we were rejected off of it in the past. Let's hop out here to the 5-day, 5-minute time frame. Really just take a look at, thank you Weeble, the past 4 days. I don't know why they call this the 5-day, 5-minute time frame when it's really the past 4 days, but whatever. Really taking a look at Thursday, we had a nice move. Friday we were pretty much flat, and then today we had a really nice move. We have the bullish sentiment back behind the stock, which is something that I do like to see. And it really makes the 12th look like we just consolidated the whole entire day, which is what it looks like here. Makes Friday look like a consolidation too, compared to Thursday and Monday. Definitely very bullish days. Now if we hop out here to the 1 month, 1 hour chart, this is really going to be the telltale sign of where we have been and where we were and where we need to be going. Now you can see back here on the 26th of April, we had the at the market money at the price in the money market offering price for GameStop completed. I did not get that out of my mouth correctly. I apologize about that. And we hit a high of 198, and then we essentially traded. We had a down day followed by another up day here on the 28th, and then we traded flat, and then we really just sold off here on the 3rd, and then we sold off again on the 10th, and we got back down to like the lower one. We got some 150, which is, we can see the stock is not very comfortable getting down there, because you can take a look here and see on the RSI that it's oversold, and that is a very key indicator that the stock is not comfortable down in that territory. It's like, we're too far down here, like we need to bring this back up. And when the RSI sitting here at more neutral, that's where we kind of have an agreement of where the stock is. Now I can definitely tell you where we're trading at right now, 180. The bulls are definitely in control of the stock, and the bears are definitely running in the opposite direction, because 12% in 1 day is huge for any normal stock. For GameStop and AMC, not really out of the normal, because these stocks can just rip on a dime. They're very much like Tesla, where they can just all of a sudden out of nowhere just rip, and you're just like, what's going on? And just the bulls got in control of the stock versus the bears getting in control of it. But if we hop out here to the day time frame and we take a look at this from a year-to-date standpoint, you can see the squeeze back here of 480. We got all the way up to our intraday high of 483. And then you can see the high point that we had here of 345.72. And then we've just been essentially in this wedge this whole entire time. We've been consolidating within this wedge. Now, essentially this is just the mother of all wedges, because this encompasses, since our squeeze, I could draw it all the way back to that point and it would still be a valid wedge. We're just consolidating within this wedge. We're looking to make a move in the next couple of days. And right now it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, let's say 4-ish trading. No, wait, I'm way ahead of myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's call it about 10 trading days until we're at the edge of this wedge where we're going to have to make a move kind of thing. Now, got to keep in mind, when we get through this wedge, we can either break to the upside or to the downside. And the thing that we want to be taking a look at is our indicators of where we are sitting within the stock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all these lines. Just delete one of them. Delete all these lines so we can just take a better look at the stock of where we're trading. So we have been continuously bringing up our 200-day, our 120-day moving average. Our 60-day moving average is sitting at 165.94, and our 10-day moving average is sitting at 158.23. So we are actually above all three of those, which is a very bullish indicator for this stock. We do have the RSI sitting here at 58.20, and then we do, if we zoom in very closely, we do have a convergence of the signal in the MAC. My bad, not a convergence, divergence of the MACD in the signal, indicating that we are headed in a bullish direction, which is very good. We had the convergence essentially on the 14th, and it happened between after hours and pre-market, which is definitely a good sign for the stock. So the fact that we have this the convergence of the two, and then the divergence, and now we're in bullish territory versus being in bearish territory, is definitely a good thing to take a look at. Now let's go ahead and take a look here. Let's take a look here at the short interest within Vortex. So we did see a 0.44% positive change in the short interest on GameStop today. The borrowed shares were at 276,760. We saw 214,300 shares returned, which gives us a net borrow change of 62,460. The cost to borrow is actually, the average is currently close to what it was 7 days ago. So we are seeing that slowly creep up. The max cost to borrow was 2.29% and the minimum was 1%. So definitely starting to creep up, nowhere near as high as what it is with AMC right now. But if we do take a look at our days to cover too, we are currently sitting at 3.44 days to cover on GameStop, which is huge because this makes it incredibly hard for shorts to establish a position and get out of it very quickly, because the days to cover is essentially almost one full trading week, which is insane to think about. Just try to wrap your head around that. In order for shorts to cover all of their positions, they would need almost 3.5 days of just them covering alone without us trading anything to cover their positions. That's crazy. Now let's go hop over here to Stockholm Tracker and take a look at this. So we currently have 13,123 calls in the money. The thing to really highlight about this is GameStop calls are definitely very expensive because the implied volatility priced into it really jacks the price up. At $200, we're going to put in another 9,000 contracts in the money. We have currently 200,000 shares that are estimated to be able to be borrowed at a 1% fee. We have 37,746 short ETFs that are available for shorting. The thing that I'm taking a look here is we definitely saw short ETFs being used within the stock today. So we not only saw short shares of GME, we saw short ETFs, and I can almost guarantee you, keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some guy talking here on YouTube. None of this is financial advice. I almost wouldn't be surprised if we saw naked shorting as well. So just keep that in mind. But really just taking a look at this, we're heading in the right direction. And I personally want to I'm sticking to my theory of once one of these stocks squeezes, I think the others are going to kind of follow behind, because that's exactly how it happened in January. GameStop squoze, and then AMC squoze, then Naked squoze, then Cost squoze, all these stocks kind of squoze afterwards because the same players were essentially shorting the stock the whole entire time. And the same players are doing the same darn thing right now. So why couldn't the same exact thing happen again? But that's just personally my theory and what I think is going to happen with GameStop. And if one squeezes before the other, I'm just going to take my winnings from one and just put it into the other. So that's how I'm going to play it, because if I can, I'll put it in both. But right now, I'm definitely just hoarding my money and just waiting to see what's going to happen, because right now, getting in and trying to buy and contract for GameStop is definitely very expensive, and like it's just a little too expensive for my portfolio size. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Like I said, guys, a lot of short shares. We're definitely still headed in the right direction. And if you guys have any questions, concerns, or anything like that, feel free to drop it down in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.